Journey awakens within when the songs of remembrance begin. The child of the Father is lost in the ocean of love, holding the hand of the guide through the path of confusion inside. Tears become pearls in the silence and passing of time. The song of remembrance is sung in unlimited rhyme. The song of remembrance is sung in unlimited rhyme. Dance away to the beautiful music you wanted to play. Dance away in your heart. Dance away to the beautiful music you wanted to play. Dance away in your heart. In your heart. The palace of mirrors reflect the secrets within you reject. A hat of some status disguising the kingdom of light. The room of your heart you vacate when the hotel of sorrow's your fate. Locked in a jungle of questions, the fortune of hell. The strings of attachment draw masters right under the spell. The strings of attachment draw masters right under the spell. Dance away to the beautiful music you wanted to play. Dance away in your heart.
Om Shanti and greetings of peace. And a very warm welcome to all the brothers and sisters, whether in Malaysia or across the globe, who are joining us tonight to meet and know about one of the founder pillars or the foundational Brahma Kumaris who started her life serving in her Lokik job as a true server, just because the nursing profession is a very noble profession. And I felt that she was a perfect child of God, and that's why she found Hay and started. So it's my privilege to be in conversation with Sister Thay tonight. Om Shanti, and let's welcome Sister Thay. Greetings of peace, Sister Thay, and very warm welcome.
Same to you, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So you've been such a fortunate person. You have been such a noble person. And before you came to know about Baba. But then tonight, I think family and you all would like to know about your journey with Baba. Because most of the people who start their spiritual journeys, they always feel, what are the things that sustain us? What are the things that keep us motivated? What are the things that keep us together with Baba? So tonight, I'm going to ask you certain questions and hope you'll be honest with them and share with the family your experience and your journey. So the first and the foremost would be, in which year did you come to Baba? How did you meet him? How old were you at that time?
Om Shanti. Thank you, Sister Pana, and it's great to have you online. And actually, I'm a very simple person. From a very young age, I always felt there is a light up there waiting for me. And I always look up into the sky. And I love coconut trees because the sound of the leaves just drive me up the sky. And every day at 12 noon, there's an aeroplane that flies across the house. And I will look up. And I used to think, maybe this plane will take me to that light. And there's a strong eagerness, the void inside that I should reach that light, no matter what. And for many years, I used to cry myself to sleep, especially. Where are you, this light? Where are you, my Father? Why are you not coming to me? I don't know where you are. Please come. And one day my grandma heard me. Why are you crying? No, I'm not crying. Because the strong desire to know who I belong to was very, very urgent. And after some time, when I grew up a bit older, that light was still there, hovering somewhere up there. But I wasn't really eagerly looking for it. But then at the same time, I love purity. I eat more vegetables, very little non-veg. I grow my own vegetables. I search for it in the garden. So my family said, you are very funny. They cannot understand what I was doing. But anyway, nevertheless, I just continue. And if I see the chickens and the ducks doing funny things, I just bring them up and say, get lost, get lost. And it was this desire for a long, long time. And as I grow older, the yearning, the desire was greater and greater. And then being caught up in the Lokik world, in the Lokik job, I went through roller coaster life. But I have still the inclination of looking for that light. So it was in 1984 that I went to look for this sister whom I met in the 1970s. And I know she does Hatha Yoga. And I approached her, please bring me to your Hatha Yoga places or your meditation places. And she said, okay, I'll bring you there. And the 3 places I went, I felt very alien. And I told the instructor there, I'm so sorry, I will not come back. Because you have to pay and all those register. Then she was very disappointed. And I kept coming to her, where is this place that you do meditation? I say, okay lah, I'll bring you there lah. I say, meet at this time. So we met and went to Bangsa. The moment I saw the center, it was just the feeling I have reached home. It was so relaxed and relieved. And I went look into the center, such a simple center. I said, this is my life. I have reached home. Thank you, I was just saying, thank you, my light. And tears were dropping. And at that time, Didi Sudesh was visiting. And the hall was very, very empty. 2 carpet, 2 chairs, and 1 desk and the recorder. And the kawa tree was sitting on the gadi. And I said, what are these human beings' faces on the tree? Yeah, anyway, she came and said, the senior sister, you can meet her now. So I went into the room to meet her. And she looked at me. I said, this sister looks very, very, very simple. But there's a great pull towards something that she knows that I don't have. But nevertheless, I asked her 3 questions. And one of it was, how do I survive in this world of chaotic life? How to be peaceful? And how can I make myself good? And the answer was just, get married to God. What? My eyes were so big, get married to God? Is there such a thing to marry to God? So it was toying around my face, in my eyes, and I looked very uncomfortable. I started, very funny. And of course, she was giving me severe, strong drishti, excuse me, which I didn't realize that she was really pushing me out to Shiv Baba. Then suddenly I look at her and I realized, I have found the light. This is it. So then she was due to give the class. I went to the washroom. When I came back, the picture of the tree was missing. And it was replaced with the 8 powers. And my eyes landed on this power to tolerate, with a little boy throwing stone to a tree. And then she proceeded to explain, and I was literally captivated. And immediately I signed up for the course. And as I went home, I said, now I have found, excuse me, after all these years, really troublesome, now I have found it so easy. And she said, meditation is very easy. Okay, first lesson. So second lesson. And I was waiting for the brother to give me on the 8 powers in detail. But along the way, I was so confused with the drama. She gave me so many figures, and I don't realize what she was talking. But anyway, I finished the course and I asked him, what shall I do next? And she said, no more. And I said, what? I knew he was hiding something from me, because he says, you go back and practice this. Immediately I practiced. First lesson, second lesson, I bought a tape, I go back and practice. And the day when it came on vegetarian, I went home, last meal, the next meal for dinner is just vegetarian, straight away. And I practiced and practiced, and she said, no more. So I went back to the sister after 2 days. Why the brother said, I don't have to come back anymore. What is this? I have found the light. Now he's telling me, you don't have to come anymore. I started shouting at her at the clinic. She said, shh, don't say so much. Tonight, I'll bring you there. Tonight, there's Murli class. What is Murli class? So it was a very, very raw form of like entry into Brahmin life. And somehow I was able to manage to find my way in the complexity of the study. And many things I don't really understand, but I just focus on the light and the light and the light. And the main focus was on those days, Singapore family was very close to KL family. And if we can have the slide, how I grew up in Gyan was through most of the retreats. Like if brother can show the picture now. And this is the picture of a retreat it was arranged in such a way that Christmas, the Singapore family will come over and we will have picnic and retreat in Cameron Highlands. And this Rakhi, we will go to Singapore and seniors will tie Rakhi for us there. And that was the first time I met Daddy Chunky in Singapore. And then life continued on, and after 3 months, I was already making Toli. And the next picture, Brother Jagdish came to visit. And I was given a chance to make the raw form of me. I was given a chance to make Toli. And the gathering became so huge. The whole hall was full. It spilled up into the front portion. And then he came running to me, sister, we have to make more. I said, huh? I cannot make more. He said, okay, cut. It was peanut candy, cut. I have to cut. He says, yes, cut. So I went on to the job of cutting. And he said, sister, there's more coming. On the roadside or somewhere, so full. I think the crowd gathered about maybe 300. It was a very successful program. And the topic was on reincarnation. And what resulted from the Toli, he was talking in the hall and I was making a lot of noise trying to split the Toli all into bits and pieces, wrap it in tissue and celebrate it with the Drishti and Toli for Brother Jagdish to the crowd. And they went away very happy. And a lot of people come for course after that. And the next day, I had a special Drishti from him, and he gave me the Toli and everyone. And life goes on. I get participate in the center and all those. Yes.
Sister, if I ask you, like, who was the true source of inspiration for you? Was it just the Baba's light, or was it one of the brothers or sisters who actually became your source of inspiration? Just because in the beginning you could have something that attracts you,
Yeah.
but something that after that inspires you and ensures that you continue on the path. So
I think maybe it was the Drishti from Sudesh Didi that has planted the seed. And I'm quite an independent person. I do not hang to anybody. And I know if I go to the light, I will be able to get to the light. And as I get involved in the activities, I was inspired with the principles, the echoes of the study and the atmosphere and the interaction, but not anyone in particular. I will not say I admire this person and that person. No, because the aim is to do meditation. And if I connect myself as a soul and I can reach Baba, that will be the inspiration. And I took a lot of benefit from the Murli, although I don't understand much. And those things that I could understand, I practice. And also there is the activities that's on, just like the anti-Dada walk that we had. It gives me an inspiration that we can coordinate with the people outside. We are not alien because we can join with them and be part of the community. And internally, we just have to practice, I love you, Baba. I love you, Baba. So this was the walk that we had. And we had a lot of recognition from the public. The PM that time was Tun Mahathir. And he recognized us and he came very close to us. But of course, we were trying to make him understand who we are, but he was busy. But anyway, it was a good walk. And after that, in the center, the life just continued on as usual. Murli class, work. I'll be running from work to school to work.
how did you maintain your balance between your Lokik life and your spiritual life?
You see, those days we have night duty and day work and all those things. And it was very difficult because I was staying near the general hospital. And whenever I have free time, I will be running to the center to do something. Karma yoga, not classes, karma yoga and everything. I make myself busy. And the brothers appreciate it because very few souls at that time. And then slowly I ventured, I was given a chance to give classes and all those things. And I joined the course of my teaching course. And it was quite difficult to concentrate on both areas, but I managed it. And after some time, the course was over, more settled in Gyan life and all those things, feeling like comfortable, I got posted to Ipoh. And when I was in Ipoh, at that time, it was the Million Minutes of Peace appeal by the UN, and we Malaysians joined the appeal. And every day there is a number of minutes that were donated in the newspapers in Straits Times. And I don't have to buy the papers. I just go to the news stand and look at the title, how many minutes are there. So when Ipoh, we had this, I was transferred to Ipoh, so I continued with the center there. If brother can show the picture, evening classes, actually it was Sister Helen who was there. And after 2 days, she went away and she left me. Wow, suddenly I have to look after the center and new job, it was a new posting. This was the most challenging time in my life. New job, new posting, new boss, new area, everything was new. But somehow I sailed through. This is an evening class. And you can see this picture here, the sister, her back portion, Sister Chong. She was the main coordinator for the Peace Festival that we have, the Million Minutes of Peace. And we had the festival in one of the YMCA hall. And we have this, a lot of exhibition. They can do it as art expression, meditation, contribution for minutes, or in different arts. And the sister was able to get people to have this arts gallery going on for 3 days. And then the real festival run, that the collection for the points were there with different groups of people coming to do. So there was a lot of unity and respect and love that we should all come together to show everyone. And BK also join in and give a drama shot. If you can show the picture. And this is a BK doing the drama shot in one of the items there. And it was a very successful program. The hall was packed, if you can show the picture, and the jubilant sister, the success of the program, Sister May's mother, Sister Chong. And she was really, really fantastic because the hall was very, very full, all standing. And the hall could capacity of 300. And if everyone were to join in for that program, I don't know how many thousands of minutes would they have gathered together. It was a very successful program. And the dignitaries like Tan Sri Ratnam and Dr. Tan Sri Datuk Dr. Mahadevan was there. And so that was the life that was there. And after that, it was like this sort of activity continued. And after going through the process of 13 months at work, which was very difficult, slowly settling down, I was posted to Klang. And in Klang, in between Klang, there was the 2 years later, the international program of the Global Cooperation for a Better World that was run. And we also cooperated, a lot of BKs were in that program. And for BKs to have that program, we have, participated with, there was a big art painting contribution for the Global Cooperation Program, that your idea of a golden age. And the sister who was coordinating managed to get the Padang Merebuk, where the official Padang is, in front of the palace, not a palace, the courthouse. And the Chogam, that time was a Chogam meeting, and the white dignitaries were passing by and they stopped to have a look at that picture. And we had the book, and the picture of that was inside there. And on the BK level, we have these retreats in the centers where we hold retreats, small retreats to experience golden age. One of it was in PJ Center. Even the brothers also joined in to have the experience, which was conducted by many brothers and sisters who were traveling in Singapore, and they come over. And if the brother can show a picture of that, Daddy Chandramani came for that session, Global Cooperation for a Better World. And she's so sweet and she dances and she's very inspiring. She's so very, very lively. And the brothers at retreat, In the next picture, we'll show you, and you can see some of the familiar faces in the middle, Brother Lechu there. And they just simply enjoy. And this retreat, we were given only 2 spoons of food to eat, and we all feel very full. And this was the inspiration that when you have love for something that you are doing, there's so much of unity and respect for yourself, and you don't feel hungry at all. And the brother who coordinated the session was actually Lee James. He was an actor, and it was going on very well. So those things was happening, and we used to go to PJ to have the sessions. And in the early days, we used to have Sunday picnics and what do you call Muli picnics, initially at the Gasing Hill where the temple is. And after some time, we went to different places as the BK group got bigger and bigger. And then after that, we had bigger retreats was formed instead of the early morning Murli session Sundays. And it is like an outing for BKs where we can play games and share and show our love for each other, our respect. Very enjoyable session. And we used to come from Klang and join. And of course, in Klang itself, I was already stable in the job. The place also was very well known. And we started on having exhibitions in the local area. And there was one project that I have to, I had coordinated that there was a talk for Sister Mira. And at that time, it was very funny. I was scheduled for a major operation. And I was very eager for Dadi Prakashamani to come to inaugurate, which she did. She came. And to reinforce the inauguration and the love and respect for all of us in our different areas of Baba's children, Dadi Guza came for another trip. And it is so beautiful that she came to reinforce the love, the unity for Baba's children to come together and gather together in one place and study Baba's knowledge. And I think most of it will be our, how I grew up in Gyan. Although it was like ups and downs, but mainly the progress on self-effort is there. No matter what, connection with Baba, yoga, study, connection with the family, do things together. It was very, very lovely. So
I think in the beginning of Yagya, Sister Dave, I've heard so many seniors. Most of them actually felt that there were not many maryadas, but it was the love, it was the family feeling, it was the outings, it was the picnics that literally sustained. So was these one of your criterias as well that you continued, or it would have been much more worse if all the maryadas that are being followed today would have been there? So how would you differentiate your life then and life now?
You see, in the Maryadas is how we live our life following Baba's principles. And these outings is where we reinforce in connection with other souls in other places, because we hardly meet together. It's after Murli, everybody goes off, evening, 1 or 2 will come. So there's very little connection. But then Baba's Maryadas is reinforced during the gathering where we come together in crowd and how we see each other. And they're focused on retreats. And most of us really look forward to those retreats. Initially, we have small retreats that even we go to Piri and small places, and then it became bigger and bigger. The ability for the family to grow together within the guidelines of Baba's principles, within the guidelines of the teachings, we are able to manage a big crowd and still behave as a true BK. And that is where we project ourselves, that you are really a good BK, the real BK, following the guidelines, and yet you're able to do all these things. And of course, Madhuban Nivasis are the main example for us when Dadi was suddenly announced, we'll go for picnic. So everybody rejoiced, but they could come up to the situation, they could rise to the occasion, and very well, and they enjoyed it. So somehow the impact of the outing is not like meditation. You sit at home in the room and keep quiet and do your things. I don't think that sort of life suits us. because we have to project ourselves and we have to do service outside. So when we go outside, we meet people, we explain to them what we are doing. And there are people who come for courses, many, and many of them attend public talks everywhere because the seniors visited so much. I remember Daddy Prakash Mani came, Daddy Janki came a few times, and other seniors, Brother Ramesh, even Dr. Patap, Dr. Girish Patel, Dr. Hansaravel, so many of them came. Of course, Didi Nirmala comes every year and she goes on to her rounds. And in this way, we all grow together as a united family. There shouldn't be any split because that's where we show our specialities in working together with the love for Bawa and the family.
I heard you saying that when the time you were in Ipoh, that was the most challenging time. But why did you feel, just because you were with Baba, why? What were the challenge and why did you feel it was the challenge?
At that time, I was new to the job, a new area. But I was already a full-fledged BK. And this new job takes a lot of my energy and time because I have to do lesson plan, train students, mark them, follow them. It was very strenuous, very, very strenuous. But thank goodness, Baba, I was only there for 13 months. Then I left because by then I would have learned the trick, how to do it. Then I went to Klang and then I went back to Ipoh again a second time in 92. And at that time, in my absence, the center was dissolved, started back a new center, and things started going on again. Retreats, not totally of retreats, outings, meditation fair, we had meditation fair, organizing talks, seniors come. Among us, requests for senior sisters from KL to come and give sessions, this and that. So the family grew and grew and grew and grew. And as the family grew, they're more united and beautiful family.
If I ask you, which was the most exciting moment for you in your spiritual journey, what would it be?
My most exciting one was in the 10 years celebration in Madhuban. A sister was we were about 14, 15 years, and there were 5 of us. His brother can show the picture. And you can see Brother Peru, the late Brother Apu, great Brother Aru, and the rest, and me there, Sister Sundri. There was a group of Indian sisters who surrendered to Baba. And we were few there, and we asked Daddy's permission, can we join? And it was very beautiful because that is the Bharatwasi's sister's wedding ceremony. And we also said, this is a time for me to get married, totally surrender myself to Baba. And so it was a ceremony. Pardon?
Which year was this?
90? It was in 97, I think. The Sister Chin sent me the picture that she's inside there also. And it was very beautiful, beautiful experience. And I wouldn't say that it was such a beautiful experience until a Madhuban Nivasi said, oh, sister, 15 years of victory. Then it dawned into me, yeah, I have been victorious all this while. And this is to underline my faith in Baba. That I am Baba's child. I will not go away no matter what. And it seals my love with Baba. It's just like reinforcement. And of course, life back in Malaysia starts on, continue the same. That's it, brother. Life continues on the same as before.
If I look into this, I've actually seen so many photographs where the sisters are getting surrendered and their ceremonies are being done. But I was so happy to see Parubhai in that picture.
It was very unusual, yes. Very unusual for the 2 brothers to join in. And they felt very funny because it's for sisters to be. But anyway, some programs, they join in, not all the programs. And we had the celebration in Shantivan Hall also. I think about 100.
That it is not the physical that we need to look into.
No, it is the faith. Yes. Yes.
Pearls are
The quality
amazing.
of the soul, the how Baba attracts us and we are attracted to Baba. It was a very beautiful session for us and very, very nice. And
So
the
okay,
other
that
beautiful
the
thing,
most
yes,
exciting. That was
yes,
the most
yes,
exciting.
very
If I
exciting.
want to ask, what was the most loving moment for you in Yagya?
Well, most loving. I didn't take it so accurately loving. That was my third visit to Madhuban, my third meeting with Baba. And Baba asked me, do you love Baba? Direct, point blank. I said, yeah. And the next question he asked was, how much? And my ego was burst. I couldn't take that. How much? In front of a hall of about 5,000. And I have to work myself up to that level. Yes, Baba, I love you. I love you. But I took it on the wrong turn. Although it was supposed to be exciting, it was only after 6 months that I come around, that I acknowledge what Baba has noticed in the soul, a real pinpoint point, what sort of love I was having with Baba. And he explained that love from the heart or love in the head. And there are many muris on that. And sometimes in those days, I have not really come up with that. That was about 5 years in Gyan. Did not come up with some, maybe I have what I didn't notice. Baba says, you love Baba, Baba love you. How much do you love Baba? It didn't dawn on me that it was applicable to me until the individual meeting. So it was very soul searching for me. And I went through 6 months of trying to absorb what Baba says, although it was very difficult. At the end of it, I said, no matter what, I will stay with you. I searched for you for a long time. You cannot take me away. Whether I love you or not, whichever way, I belong to you. You can do whatever you want. I belong to you. And that underlying fact is that when I get involved in service, those thoughts don't come. When I start to do meditation, the thoughts come. Then I realize, yeah, my connection with you is actually zigzag. But somehow along the way, maybe I lost that connection of love in the heart and become intellectual. But then I'm not an intellectual person because I have looked for him since young. So it is like a mixture. And then when I realized that I have gone, I would have gone astray. But then the force was, I will not go. It was very definite for me. Through thick or thin, I will stay on. So that's how I continued. And the other exciting thing was when this year that Baba came, there was translation, but the translation was not audible. And I just have to catch Baba's words and try to comprehend what he says and look at him and get that drishti. And it just underlined that, yes, I'm on the right path. And when I found that, it was that rejoicing feeling inside. I have found I'm a real diamond, I'm a real diamond. And I just keep that singing in my head, I'm a real diamond, I'm a real diamond. And until today, I keep that phrase with me, I'm a real diamond, I'm a real diamond. I'm a precious jewel of Baba. No matter what you do, I'm a very precious jewel. I'm the only one for you. I just do that, surrender myself totally.
You were even sent on certain overseas or different countries for service. Maybe you want to share something on those?
Well, that was good. All round up already. Now I'm back in Malaysia.
Yes.
It was
So
like
you
a
went,
journey of different places, but service continues the same, imparting Baba's knowledge in the different contexts, in a different way. Surviving alone, a time where I had a chance to go deep into the experience of churning, of silence, and experiencing Baba, the ocean of love, the ocean of peace. And those were the beautiful moments that the basis that I have, the strength that I have gone through, I was able to sustain myself, especially in Cambodia. In Vietnam, it was very beautiful. Many souls. And they are so happy to come anytime, although the language was different. And they're very beautiful, lovely souls. Baba's big family is there. Beautiful place.
So which year did you went to Vietnam and which year did you go to Cambodia?
I think in 93, I left in 2008. I was traveling between those two countries and back home once in a while. And I
So
go back.
finally, when did you come back?
Finally, I came back to Miri in 2008, 2009. I don't remember. I only remember when I was in Kuantan 2010, and then I came to ARC in 2016.
So I remember
I don't really remember those years, but I just remember certain things that really touched my heart. Like in Sabah, it was quite challenging because the language there, the Malay language there they speak is very different. And they have different ethos there. And it's not easy. It was quite difficult. And that's why the coaching center and whoever is there, is a wonder that Baba's center continues and service continues. And so is in Sabah. It's a different scenario compared to Semenanjung. It's very different. In the peninsula, we have everything.
As you mentioned, I remember you, they went from Kuantan, just because that's how my journey began, from coming to know about you in Brahmakumaris, Malaysia.
Yes.
But when was the time when you actually picked up all your baking skills and then you started baking so many delicious breads and cakes and cookies?
Thank you.
How did how you got polished on that?
I just experimentation, because people get bored with certain things if you go on the same thing. So you have to meet their needs and do it differently every time. And of course, no accurate recipe, just mix and match, and that's it. Impromptu, more of like, exploring, venturing into something that it turns out well, but the firm faith that it will be right. Remembrance of Baba will be there. It will be right, whatever it is. But I'm still doing that. It's very easy. So easy. Because if you have the materials, you can just do something and you will come up with it. Just like you're given a topic to churn, sometimes it's the Puba will tell me, can you do this tomorrow? I say, why not? I just round up something. And I say, okay, I can speak. I can gather some information, but mostly it's from my own experiences, my own understanding. A very little reference to whatever others. And I listen a lot to seniors classes and all those things.
So life of a BK who stays at home is very much different of the life of a BK who gets rendered and stays in a center, because people who are staying in center come from different ideologies, different background, different cultures and all. How you can actually amicably manage and maintain your calm and composure and continue staying together with love, respecting each other with their own ideologies.
You see, Baba has 7 billion children. Each one of us are individual. And the beauty of us, if we come into the rosary, we're all different. The part we play is depending on our karmic accounts. And if we're understanding that, we will be able to juggle around. So, like say, when I was working, life was different. But my focus will be on Baba when I came to Baba. If I'm at work, I focus on work. And when there is a free time, I just go with Baba. And especially when I was doing night duty, there were times that I really have to take on to Baba, especially in the night. And those are the challenging times. And thanks to Baba and thanks to drama, it was only for a short time. And staying a distance and coming to class, running a family, I think it would be, as Baba says, a great fortune. You're serving a Leukics, where you have to really portray your real BK life properly, embodiment of all Maryadas, but still human. And then interact with them with so much of love, give them so much of respect as they are doing, and injecting lots of gyan and yoga in the interaction and creating the vibration at home is very important, especially creating the vibration. I would like to have that. I recall an incident that I was very, very difficult at work. That was in Ipoh, the first trip. And at the end of the day, when I reached, I was like, no more breath left in me. And when I opened the center door, the gush of the cool air and the strong vibration of Baba's presence and coolness and peace. And Baba said, welcome home, child. It gives me back all my energy. And I always tell people, when you do meditation at home, the four walls will receive that vibes for the family. And it's the form of protection. And even Madhavan brothers used to tell us, do you send vibration to your home to protect it? And this is how the actual fact it is there. Because within the four walls, the energy is contained within. And whoever comes in, they receive charged energy, and which is very amicable to the soul. And that way, in the family life, if you create that sort of environment, putting Baba incognito, but in your life, and then going to center, doing Baba's work, whatever we have to do, interacting in the real opportune sound. And then when we go back home, it will be like similar. And that's why Baba says, stay in your family and serve them, but a proper BK. Never let go of the principles that we have to follow. That is the main principles that guide us as a BK in family life. And I think Baba tells a lot in the Murli. He gives directions, follow those directions, and clarify with the seniors, immediate seniors, what to do in difficulties.
Deben, any of your siblings or family members became BKs? Or they took Gyan?
Who?
Any of your family brothers?
No, because I was not with them when I became Baba's child. I was not with them. I'm from a very young age. My family always say that one who looks into the sky. They give me that name, that one who looks into the sky. And I found what I wanted in the sky. And now they look to me for opinion, advice. And I will not give any opinion or advice. I say, do whatever you have to do. When my parents left the body, they asked me, I said, no, you look after yourselves. I cannot give you any instructions because they do not know Gyan. They do not have any teaching, but they just enjoy my company. And they feel that I could lead them to the right path. But then in a Leukic world, it will be a different way. And in situations like that, it will be very difficult if I give any instructions. I say, we have a senior in our family, go to the senior and clarify that. But of course, when there is squabbles, they'll call me, I will have to split them up and give everyone a chance. And it's just like, everyone wants to do their thing. Let them do. Be generous. And somehow everyone becomes family, very, very friendly in difficult situations.
So do they visit centers? Or do they come for something?
Not so much. Not so much. They just look at me as an alien now. But
So
they
as we
maintain
wrap
the
up
sisterly
tonight,
relation.
as we wrap up tonight, maybe I'll just ask you certain things about seniors, but I'm looking into more what one quality of these people actually inspired you or gave you that association that you could just, with this particular quality, you can associate this person. So
Yes.
I'll take a few names and then I want
No,
you
I
to
wouldn't
give-
not name anyone, but you see,
No,
the
no, no, I'm
seniors, the
asking.
ancestor souls, especially the ancestor souls, they are very beautiful souls, and each one of them has such great speciality. And
So if I ask
very
you about
beautiful
Dadi
souls.
Prakash, Dadi
Daddy
Prakash
Prakash
what
Mani
do
is very loving, very cool, and very sweet, and anything can do. But she's very
how
disciplined.
about Dadi Janki?
Daddy Jang is very knowledgeable and very loving. And anybody comes, she hugs everybody. But she
How
hasn't
about,
hugged me. Neither have I hugged her. I
how
don't
about
do.
Dadi Gulzar?
Daddy Gusa is just very lovely, like Bab Dada. And she's very sweet, detached, and loving. Now, I wouldn't name any of those things because it's up to us to pick from them. And each one of them have a combination of everything. They have something that stands out. But it's just that acknowledge their presence and appreciate what they have done for us, respect them as they are, and value them. Value them. They are very valuable.
So two more brothers. One is Ramesh Bhai.
Good. He came here, we have few retreats.
Yes.
Brother Niver,
Mhm,
very silent and quiet.
mhm.
Rich Mohan Bhai, very interesting guy, very interesting. They're all very, you see, they image certain qualities that Brahma Baba had, a wholesome quality. And they're a replica of the daddies and the seniors. They really are the replica of Brahma Baba, if we put them all together. But then there are so many, and Baba is only one. So you have to identify which one. So which one that resonates with you, I think that is where you take the benefit of it.
And I saw your picture with Jagdish Bhai. So which one quality of Jagdish Bhai?
He's very intellectual, and he's very, very,
Focus.
very focused, very intelligent. And it's
That's
very,
why
very,
now
very interesting
okay.
because when he first came, we had something to eat at lunch, and this brother has put in some Chinese vegetables, and he just picked it up. "Hey, what is this?" And I said, I couldn't say anything. And the brother just said some word, and he just put it inside his mouth. He was just like, you know, wherever you are in a situation, you just do whatever you have to do, and just eat whatever you're given, and don't ask any questions. So that was what he was doing. But he was very adjustable. He adjusts himself a lot. And
So
as seniors come, we really see them as a leader. They portray the image of a real BK. And this is the respect that we give to them. And the love they give it to us when they share in their talks, in the drishti, and sometimes in personal meetings. And you really find that this is what we grew up with in our own local world also. Because it may be subsumed in our behavior, but not really exposed. But inwardly, we do have those things with us. Maybe not 100%, but at least we have something. So look into those things.
So I today met the little girl who was flying away on the music that she finally found in Baba's home.
Yes.
And we all wrap up
Dancer.
tonight. We all wrap up tonight with the music and a song with your drishti for the loving family. And it was really nice talking to you, Deva.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
So much. Om Shanti. And good night.
pure as the morning light. Older than the oldest dawn. I free as a flying bird, with power in my every word, waiting for the truth to be heard. I A love for being of light, a soul, a spirit of night, so peaceful, so deep inside. I